What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Rush Drive Every Day to be a consistent, profitable forex trader. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope the weekend is doing, it's starting off good, because it is a Saturday and I'm feeling really nice this morning. And I decided to come on here and do a video on supply and demand because see, supply and demand though, that's where it's at. If you ever have like a losing streak or a down, you know how your journey is, right? When you have those dry spells or those losing streaks. Supply and demand is an excellent way to revitalize your skills now, right? Because in supply and demand, if you can spot a supply and demand zone, then you can increase your profits and increase, your winning trades. So we're going to talk about that, how to spot it, and let's just hop in the charts. Okay. Y'all know I got two monitors. So I'm gonna be looking at this one, but I see you, right? So we are on Euro USD, and look at this pattern. I think I found this pattern on a 15-minute actually. Perfect pattern. And just sailing. All right, so let's go back to, all right, let's go to the 4-hour. Well, let's go to the day chart, right? Let's start off right. Okay. So let's start off on a day chart. Now, what is supply and demand? Like, I don't really know how to explain it all. Like supply and demand. Okay, I know how to explain it. I'm going to break it down in layman terms for y'all. Supply and demand is zones are zones where price uh, shoots away from really, really fast. So if you can see right here, this is a really good demand zone. So we're going to really be interested in this area moving forward, especially since it's on the day chart. So you see price came down here. What did it do? Shot right back up. Price came down here. What did it do? Shot right back up. So what you think price is going to do when it gets down here? Not 100% sure it's going to shoot back up, but there's a high probability that if price comes down to the same area, because think about it, demand is that we have buyers right here. Buyers are rallying around down here. So it is only safe to sell from this level once price, something like this, leaves this area, maybe goes to retest another level, or goes to another level, then comes back to this level and retest, and then we can sell. That will be a safe place to sell. That's how you want to sell from these demand levels, right? Wait until price breaks, retest, and then gives you an indication that it's going to continue to go down. Now, that's second case scenario. For me, I'm really looking for a buy off of this level. So if I get a buy, then like I'm interested in a buy more than sell a sell. But if it does go down, then at least I know the game plan. We got the game plan over here. We're gonna wait for it to break retest, and then we're gonna look for a sell. So that's pretty much demand zone, is where buyers are always like rallying around. And a supply zone is where sellers are always rallying around. Let's go down to the 4-hour and see what we can see. Yeah. Let's look for a supply zone. Since we talked about the demand zone, let's talk about the supply zone. Right here, we have a strong supply zone up here. If you can see, every time price came into this area, there were sellers all rallying around, pushing the market down. So when price comes back up here, and I actually think it probably wasn't this trade, but it was something like this, where I was looking for a sell off of a demand zone, off of a supply zone. Because if you could see price, as soon as it came up here, it shot back down, came up here, shot back down, came up here, shot back down, came up here, shot back down. So this is pretty much price like leaving the area really fast. So I was actually in something kind of like that, like some sort of a trade that was kind of like that, where I want to say it was this trade, but it probably wasn't. But I was in a supply zone, right? And I was looking to enter the market for a sell. So if you take a look right here, this is like on the 4-hour chart, if you take a look, this is an indication that the market could be reversing because we have a pattern, right? So this would have been the perfect time to go down to the 1 hour time frame. And I guess I'll be showing you guys. It was over her. Let me lock this. This thing be changing this thing all the time. I forget what stuff is. Okay, so remember when I said it's a perfect time to go down to the 1 hour and then see if we can get in for a sell. So say none of this ever happened, right? Let's go ahead and just say that none of this, we right here. The market is, we got a pattern off of a supply zone. So this is pretty good. I mean, it's a really good indication that price may be wanting to reverse. And if I was in this scenario, I would be selling. I will be looking to enter a sell to at least this trend line area, right? So it's a good idea to be looking for some sort of scenario like this. And then maybe even a buy off of this trend line, depending on how you're feeling, right? So I was in a trade not too long ago that looked just like this. I ended up losing the trade because there was something that I could have done to prevent the losing trade, but sometimes like so the market is just going to go against you. So if you're looking at this trade right here and you're like, okay, so this is a really good indication that price is going to return. I mean, you could wait for, I usually like to wait for a double top because price, no, most of the time, well, not most of the time, but really good percentage of the time, I want to go ahead and say 75% of the time, when price leaves a supply or demand area, it will do like a double top or a double bottom. And then you can get up off of, you can get in off of the double top. And the trade that I lost, I did not do that. I just got in after I saw the momentum. And so when I entered the market, it didn't, it came down like it was gonna come down, but then it went sideways and then it reversed and went right back up. So that was a trade that I lost. But this is a really good example of like how supply and demand zones, nothing in Forex is accurate. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not 100% because the market's going to do what it's going to do, but you have a high probability if you find one of those zones or one of those areas that price is going to really, or that your trade will be more likely to be the winning trade as opposed to the losing trade. So let's go to another, what if we go to another, trying to find like another area in the market. Let's go to the day chart. This is a really good zone right here. This is a really good demand zone. I don't know why I'm such a buyer as opposed, like, I think I buy more than I sell. I don't really, I don't go into the market like, oh, I'm only looking for buys, but I just think I don't know why. I'm into buying more. So if you can see, this is a really good example of a demand zone. So price shot way up from this, came back down, shot way up from this, came back down, shot way up from this. And so, and then price did the same thing. It didn't, like I said, it's a zone. So maybe the zone look a little bit like this. It did the same exact thing. So when price comes down to this area, okay, so we got a long way to go. But when price comes down to this area, I'm really going to be interested in getting in for a buy, period. Let's go to another pair. So we're on the day chart, and this is a good supply zone. So if you take a look at this area right here, would you look at that? That's perfect. Okay. So on the day chart, we have a good supply zone right here. Every time price comes up here, it leaves really fast. Comes up, leaves really fast. Comes up, leaves really fast. It doesn't like, it doesn't play around too much. It just leaves really fast. That's a supply zone and a demand zone. So this is a really good area to look for sales. So basically this would have been a really good, this right here would have been a really, really, really good indication that price is about ready to shoot back down. If we go down to the 4-hour chart, you know, the price is giving so much momentum right here. Look, that two, you know, we have a tweezer top, whatever, evening star, morning star, however, whatever you want to call the candle names. This is a reversal pattern. Now, did it give me my double top? Hell no, because sellers was not playing any games. Look at all these red candles. There was no coming up for air, okay? It was no coming up for air. So yes, you would not have been able to enter. Well, this is the 4-hour chart anyway, so you don't want to enter on the 4-hour chart, right? Let me see if it gives us a double top on a lower time frame. I don't think so. But look how beautiful this is. Like, it's like this right here, these 3 candles is like, buy me or sell me, bitch. Like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready. She ready right here, yo. Look at her. Ready. And that would have been a perfect time to get in for a sell. And I would have entered this sell for the next level. 45 pips, matching up to this zone area, whatever right here. 38 pips. That would have been a really good time to sell. I don't enter on the 1-hour chart hardly ever. I enter on a 15-minute chart. So let's take a look at it on the 15-minute chart and see what, of course, you know, we're going to have more candles. Okay, so it gave us a double top on the 15-minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I be looking for. I was looking for this double top right here. And to be honest, I have really strict rules when it comes to double tops and double bottoms. And to be honest, guys, in my book, it's technically not a double top because this wick, this candle, both of these candles broke past the wick. So technically in my book, it's not a double top. But I have strict rules because that's the way that I design my, like, that's how I created my trading plan. Like, you can create it, make it your own. But I mean, after price, because you think about it, this is a green candle breaking above this, you know, where the wick had previously went. So, I mean, just looking at that green candle, I mean, you could damn near say that price is about to shoot back up. So that would have been a tricky, I wouldn't have called that a double top. Would have gotten into this trade? Probably yes, because of the momentum after this green candle. So sellers are basically saying, oh, we have not gone anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're about to take the market back down, and that's exactly what happened. So it would have been really good to enter on this trade after this red candle down to round about her. Or, you know, however you want to play it, it's your life, right? So it's your account, it's your life. But that is a really good example of a supply zone. So yeah, guys, just go to your charts. I know my charts, but everything has a rhyme and reason for it. I promise you. I can go ahead and empty this. Let's take a look at one more example, guys. Let's go to today. And then we're gonna wrap this video up because it's really that simple. It's really that simple. It is so simple. I really do feel that a 3-year-old could point out a supply and demand zone. Really, I mean, look at this zone though. This is a really good demand zone. See, here I go with these demand zones. I'm such a buyer, I guess. This is a perfect demand zone. Look how price came down here and shot right back up. Came down, shot right back up, came down, shot right back up. That's what's up. That is a really good, strong demand zone. But and did it give us, so we're on the day chart. So let's take a look at this. See, this is gonna look real sloppy on the lower time frame. It's gonna be a lot of indecision. Let's go down to a 4 hour. So yep, sloppy as hell. But what you could have done to see, okay, so price came down here, waiting to see if it's gonna be a reversal or not. Go ahead and draw your trend line. That thing. Trend line on that thing. And then you wait for it to break the trend line, but not only break the trend line, you got to also wait for it to break a level. So for instance, breaking this level right here, to see if it, but we're on the 4 hour. So let's go down to the 1 hour and see what it looks like on the 1 hour chart. It's so important to get used to making sure you are not hanging out on one time frame, because I find when I lose more trades, I end up finding myself not, I don't do it meaning, like I don't mean to do this, but sometimes I be hanging out on like the lower time frames a little bit too long. This is a lot right now. Where are we at? Sorry, I gotta touch. So I'm about to just do this. I hate when it does this. It's like, why does it do that? Like, it just. Okay, so that's too far out. Let's scratch that. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this area. So we know that this is a demand area, right? So what do? We draw our trend line to see what's really good. Draw our trend line, and then we wait for price to break. And so now we want to go down to the 1 hour chart and take a look and see that price not only broke this trend line, but it's breaking the higher highs. So right here you got a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, higher, higher high. So basically it broke that pattern. So we can basically see where price is. And it's actually inverted head and shoulder. What are they called? Like this is the shoulder, this is the head, left shoulder, boom, bye. But I didn't see that. But anyways, so you wait for price to break. Not only do you wait for price to break, so you want to also wait for price to break the structure as well. So we're talking about something like this. You know, we want price to, before we hop in, we want price to break above this area. So then we want to go down to the 15-minute chart and say, okay, where would I be interested in entering? And go down to the 1 hour or to the 15-minute. And this was the line that we drew. And if you could see where price was kind of just playing around, but then it went above right here. So, and this was acting as like support level, like a new support level, and then price kept rallying up. So basically, it did not come back. It did come back for a retest, you know, because it did break through this level, came back for a retest, and we even have a double bottom right here because we have that. That's a double bottom. Okay, so went up, came back down. So you could have entered off of this double bottom after price would have broken through this top level. So I would have bought after this candle right here. I would have bought because you get them pin bars off of the yeah, when you get the pin bars off of like the moving average like this, and like the momentum is there, I definitely would have bought after this candle right here. I'd have bought. If maybe I wouldn't have bought after this candle, but definitely after this candle, and then I would have taken it up. So that would have been a really good way to get into that trade, because we saw this first on the day chart. So on the day chart, we identify the demand zone, right? And then we went ahead and broke it down. And basically, I taught you guys how to spot a demand zone, but then also how to enter the trade off of the demand zone the smart way. You don't want to just click buy when it hits a demand zone. You have to make sure it's going to actually reverse and do what it did in the past. And so in order to be a profitable forex trader, you really have to have rules and regulations to your trading plan. So that's the smart way to do it. If you want to hop and enter a trade off of the supply and demand zone just because it hits the supply and demand zone, I hope you have a lot of money in your account. And good luck with that. But this is the way that you want to do it smart. You want to make sure that the trend is coming to an end and it's going to reverse. So that's how I do it. Guys, add the supply and demand zones to your trading plan. It is an extra cushion, right? Just do it, okay? So love and light. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.